Hello, lovelies. So, how is everyone doing today? I hope everyone is having a lovely Saturday. For me, it is a not Saturday. This is pre-recorded, but today is Monday. For me, anyways. But yes, I hope you had a lovely week and a lovely month. It has been a long time. I tell you what, I can't remember when my last review was, but I know what my last review was, and I think that was the last book of the Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation series. So, as I said from the previous review, I am taking a break from Chinese fantasy for a bit, or Danmei for a bit, so that I'll be able to read other books, which is what I'm doing, and then I'll be able to go back into more Danmei with a very fresh mind. And believe me, I do have Danmei I want to get back into. I want to continue Scum Villain self-saving system, because I know I did a review on the first book, but I do have second and third, and I also want to start Heaven's Official Blessing. But yes, to catch up with what I had been doing, I had finished my software development boot camp. In case you're wondering why I haven't been around for a while in both the book channel and the streaming, it's because I have been incredibly busy with software development, and now I'm looking for a junior development job. So job hunting is always very fun, but once I start, but if I be able to go through the interview system, I'm very looking forward to it at the same time. But to continue with book review, I want to discuss a book that I had been reading for quite a bit, actually, a bit on and off. But then once I got really into it, I was very much into it. It's a very unexpected story, weirdly, particularly from the author. I really love the author because originally he was a comedian. I don't know if anyone in Britain or anyone outside of Britain would know him. His name is Bob Mortimer. I don't have the book with me. It belonged to my dad, and I returned it to him. But I will put a picture here. So yeah, the author is Bob Mortimer, the comedian. You might know him from Reeves and Mortimer, but you might also see him from other panel shows, most notably known for Would I Lie to You, with his crazy stories. He did recently got an autobiography out as well, which I heard is very funny. I have not read it myself. I really want to, so that is next on my TBR list. His autobiography. But yeah, he's always comes up with really funny, unexpected stories that you can't just help but laugh. He's very funny. But the book that I want to talk about that's written by him is called the Satsuma Complex. Now, Satsuma Complex, I honestly don't know what to expect. I've seen it everywhere on the shelves, not just on the bookstores, in the supermarkets as well, in Tesco's, in Asda, as the bestseller. It became the bestseller in New York as well. So it's practically everywhere, and I will have to say I can see why. I very much enjoyed this book, particularly for the fact that it was very unexpected from a comedian like Bob Mortimer. It is very once you get into the book, do expect a bit of dark moments. So there are some triggering bits going on there. There is someone that was within the domestic violence as well. So I don't know if that's a spoiler or not. It probably is, but it's a good to know now in case of any as a trigger warning as well. Do expect that. But yeah, there are some dark moments within this book, because it involves a murder that has been circling around, and it's and it ends up becoming quite complex because everyone is suddenly involved with this particular murder. It's a little bit complicated. Maybe that's why it's called the Satsuma complex. So let me explain. You start off with a guy called Gary. Gary is very much an average Joe. He is very much an average Joe, very normal guy, someone that you're not expected to be in this a kind of predicament where it involves murder. He's just a solicitor. He dresses up looking like a carpet salesman with a brown suit, and he always looks, he always looks a little low. He doesn't have much friends. He's not going anywhere with his job. His love life is very poor as well. So he's very much an average Joe in this sense. Then one day he ends up getting an invitation from his friend who's worked in the same. Call him a friend. I say an acquaintance. He's a colleague that works in the same building as him, and they were just having a drink, and his colleague seemed quite nervous about something. He's quite flustered, but he doesn't want to say anything. And Gary was a little bit confused with this strange meetup of this happening, because, as I said, he doesn't consider him as a friend. He considers him as an acquaintance or a colleague. And then he suddenly left. But then after he left, Gary has seen a girl sitting alone in the booth that he finds quite attractive, and decided to go and talk to her. And they were just having like a great conversation, or talking about many things, particularly about a book. Suspiciously, it's called the Satsuma Complex. And then after he went to the loo, he came back, and the girl was just gone. He does not know her name. He does not know where she's from. He does not know why she sits there wanting to talk to him. She was a mystery girl. So there is a bit of romance here as well as some crime. But then the next day he got a call saying, yeah, the guy that you were with, Brendan, he has been murdered. And the police called him because he was the last person that Brendan talked to before his death. And that's where the Satsuma complex all started. Now keep in mind, I only talked about the 3 characters, but there are more characters ahead. You have Gary's neighbor, Grace, as well as with her dog. She ends up becoming an important part of the wall. You also have you also get to know the lives of this mystery girl. I won't say anything about her because it ends up playing a major part within this complex. I'm just gonna call this story complex because that's what it actually is. So she as well as her situation ends up become a major part within this complex, but I won't say anything. And as well as many minor characters along the way that Gary would end up being part of this whatever investigation, whatever this murder is happening, hence of the Satsuma complex. It's all very complicated, but like a Satsuma, it all becomes connected like a circle. It's crazy. It is a very, very crazy. Do expect a lot of twists and turns within this. Honestly, once you finish the chapter, there's always a cliffhanger in these chapters, so you honestly want to go to the next chapter, and then again, and then again, and then again. It's a fantastic read, and it will keep you captivated because there's so many things happening with so many characters, and things are just constantly, it's really weird. I don't know how to explain it. It spirals out of control, but then as you go through it, it all starts to connect. It all starts to make sense. But you want to continue. Why does it make sense? Why does it connect? It's strange. I don't think I've read something like this before. So But yeah, it's a very much an unexpected story for, as I said before, it's very much an unexpected story from Bob Mortimer. And like most of his things, do expect some familiar gags that you within this book as well. There's not much, but you can definitely see Bob Mortimer's humor thread into the story. It'd be like, ah, yeah, I know that joke kind of thing. So you can definitely get a bit of a Bob Mortimer. What do you call Bob Morterism? I'm going to call it Bob Morterism if I see his humor in there coming through. But most of the time, it's quite a dark. It's very mystery. It's quite crime, and it's very complex story. But it does all make sense in the end, and I do highly recommend it. And I very so if you do see one on the shelves, like legitimately, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. Like you can even get it from the supermarkets. Like, and I can see why. It's a fantastic, fantastic book. I do give the I do give this book a 5 out of 5. No questions asked. It's a 5 out of 5 because and it is something that I would happily read again. And there's another strange thing about this book as well. Not only it was, despite the fact the situation was quite complex in itself, it's really easy to read. It's the words are printed quite big. It's very easy to read. It's very easy to see, and it does really suck you into the twists and turns that it definitely gives you. Particularly for the fact that one minute there's a murder, then the next minute there's a mystery girl happening, and then that girl has her things are going on, and then there's so many policemen and the neighbor, and he's a solicitor, so he had clients, so his clients are also integrated into there. Lots of characters, and it's very weird. No matter how major or how minor the characters are, they all somehow play the part within this complex situation. It's crazy, it's weird, I love it. I absolutely love it. So if you guys are interested in crime books that hold so many mysteries and so many puzzling aspects that somehow all ties together, do check it out. The Satsuma Complex, Bob Mortimer. But yeah, that's the short review that I have for you here. I'm so sorry that I can't give in much, because anything I say, I feel like with the Satsuma Complex, no matter what I say, it will always be a spoiler. I felt like I did spoil a little bit, particularly with the trigger warning, but I thought that best to be safe than sorry. But if you are interested, do go read it. I highly recommend it. And that is all I got time for. But yeah, thank you so much for enjoying watching my review. I do hope that you very much enjoyed it. If you want to know what I'm currently reading right now, I am reading A Darker Shade of Magic, and I don't know what to read after that, essentially. But maybe I don't know what I can do. Oh, maybe check out my Discord. I'll post a Discord in the description, and then I can do like a book poll on the book tab that I got in the channel and then see what I can read after I've read A Darker Shade of Magic. Maybe that will help. But yes, thank you so much for. Oh, and another thing as well, another update. There's a possibility I might not do much reviews as I could, because I'm busy searching for a job. I might do my own projects to keep up with coding, and even in the future end up with a full-time job, because that is my goal. So I might not review as much, but I do want to try and post book reviews every Saturday or every other Saturday. I'm not entirely sure. I'm so sorry. I'm so flaky. I had to stop recording. Sorry about that. My boyfriend walked into the room. But yeah, as I said before, I want to post the book reviews every Saturday or every other Saturday. So keep an eye out for any book reviews. Hopefully that I will be able to keep track. I know I keep saying that. I'm so sorry. Scheduling is always a pain because something always comes up. But yeah, I would like to do a bit more book reviews. If you have any suggestions, that's why I mentioned Discord. If you have any suggestions as well, or any sort of book recommendations, let me know. I will keep an eye out for like any of those books within the library or with the in Waterstones or any sort of bookstores or anything. And yeah, I would happily read them. Just post the recommendations in the comment section or on Discord. Happy with either of them. But yes, thank you ever so much for joining me in my sorry, this is not a stream. Thank you for watching my review. I do hope you very much enjoy it, and it got you interested in the Satsuma Complex by Bob Mortimer. Fantastic read. Go check it out. Yeah, thank you again. Do take care, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend, and I shall see you guys later. Do take care. Bye bye.